Okay, we're ready, sir.
To this Board of Commissioners regularly scheduled meeting this April 8th, 2025 here in Sinahanyan, GHURA's main office. It is now 12 p.m. We'll begin with roll call. Vice Chair Sanchez. Here. Thank you very much. Commissioner Delia.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Rice.
Present.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Torres. Here. Thank you very much. And Commissioner Copos. Present. Awesome. Thank you very much. We do have a quorum. So we'll proceed with item number 2, board meeting public announcements, which is located in your packet. The first one is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. It's there, and Sunday, April 6th, 2025. All seems to be in order. We'll proceed. Item number 3, approval of previous board minutes of March 25th, 2025. Located in your packet.
Previous board minutes, item number 3, approval of previous board minutes. Shouldn't there be a, for the date 4/24/25, shouldn't there be a separate the 4 and the 23?
Let's see.
Page 207.
Excuse me, page 207 at the top.
Yeah, that's just
Just for consistency.
for the back line.
Backside.
Separate the 4 and the 20.
You check the meeting minutes.
Okay.
Go back to item 1.
And one, yeah.
It's Vice Chair Nate Sanchez.
Okay.
The chair, item 1,
Acknowledge.
107. Call to order. It wasn't the chairman.
Yeah, I shared the
Yeah, that's correct. Also order, sure it's vice chair that called that to order. On 207, we also have the dates, date correction, item 3. On page 3 of 7, the same, I guess, we go for that date. What is that? What's wrong with these things?
yeah, 207. For the backlash. Excuse me, the backspace.
Yeah.
426. There's 307, and then 207.
Is that a date or is that a,
Is it a date?
or is she putting designation?
I wanted to bring it up to your attention, Chair. If clarification for 424 backspace 25. It's on, you notice it's item 3, item 4,
It's all sequential.
it's all sequential.
Maybe that's not a date.
Hopefully, yes, 24, 25, 26. I'll say it's not a date, okay. It's sequentially ordered.
Yeah, that's just designating them.
Okay, so no correction to that, it's just designation for us.
Okay.
Yeah. Clarified, thank you. Just for clarity. Five of seven, project updates. We're going sequentially. We've ordered Executive Director Napoli's request, it's 429-25. But if you look on page 7, it's 428-25. Step back.
Madam Executive Director, can you clarify that? On the minutes,
On which page, please? I could barely hear you guys.
when we're looking at, as an example, right, page 4 of 7,
Okay,
under discussion and action, right, it's 427-25, action 428-25. So and then when you move to page 5 of 7, under
Mhm.
discussion, it's 429-25. Should then not the action on page 5 of 7 be 430-25, and then action on page 7 of 7 under adjournment be 431-25? Is that correct?
I think at this point, Audrey, are you able to let us know if those were typos?
Yes, one moment. After the 429.25 discussion, that number should have been 430. And then the last action should have been 431. But I had a little bit of confusion on the 430 action, which I didn't list, and my apologies on that one, because the action was done on, I'm sorry. The action was for the change order resolution.
Also, that should be moved.
So
Sorry, so what's the correction, Audrey?
that action, I don't know if I should have given that a new minute number, because the action was already taken earlier in the meeting. Do you want me to give that a new minute number? And if that is to be given a new minute number, then the last minute number will be changed to 431. My apologies on that one.
Yeah, you might as well just give it a new minute number. That way.
Okay, will do. I'll make that correction.
Okay.
Thank you, Audrey.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. That's all I see, Kevin.
Is that what we're including, like whenever there's an action, we're attaching a number, because I don't remember it with our previous meeting? Or, yeah, not sure. Yeah, oh, it has been, okay,
Has been.
yeah. Okay.
Anything else? Now may call for motion to approve minutes subject to corrections.
Mr. Chairman, I will move to approve the previous board minutes subject to the correction.
All right, thank you. There's a motion on the floor. May I get a second?
I second it.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Delia, for the second. Any further discussion? Hearing seen none, may I call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you very much. Motion passes unanimously for the approval of previous board minutes of March 25th, subject to corrections. Moving on to item number 4, new business, resolution number FY 2025-021, a resolution commending Ms. Amor, MSA, Planner 3 for her dedication and contributions to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, GHURA. Madam Executive Director, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chairman. Resolution number FY 2025-021. Resolution commending Ms. Amor M. Say, Planner 3, for her dedication and contributions to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, GHURA. Whereas Ms. Amor M. Say dedicated a total of 25 years in the government of Guam, and whereas prior to joining the GHURA team, Ms. Say worked for the Department of Public Health and Social Services as a Program Coordinator 1 from 1999 to 2003. And whereas on April 6, 2003, Ms. Say started her employment with GHURA in the RPE division as a Planner 1. And whereas Ms. Say was then promoted to the Planner 2 position on February 16, 2006. And whereas Ms. Say subsequently was reclassified and promoted to the Planner 3 position on August 20th, 2021. And whereas in total, Ms. Say has dedicated over 21 years and 9 months of service in support of the mission and goals of the authority. And whereas Ms. Say's work has made positive impact to grow and expand the efforts of island nonprofit organizations serving Guam's homeless population. And whereas her efforts in the RPE division had a direct and positive impact to our agency and the Guam community during her tenure. And whereas Ms. Say's passion and commitment have been for the good of the most vulnerable in our community, especially the homeless. And whereas Ms. Say will be profoundly missed for her unprecedented dedication and service to Guam. And whereas the Board of Commissioners extends its recognition and gratitude to Ms. Amor M. Say, commending her on her retirement from the authority, and further extends its best wishes on her future endeavors. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Chairman of the Board of Commissioners shall certify and the Executive Director attest the adoption hereof of BoC Resolution Number FY 2025-021, and that thereafter shall be presented to Ms. Amor M. Say, whereby a copy shall be placed in her official personnel file and a copy provided to the Governor of Guam. And I just want to add to that Amor really has been so instrumental in helping with housing a lot of our homeless. She has great networking. She's built a great networking, established great networking with a lot of the NGOs, a lot of the landlords, etc., so that whenever housing assistance was needed, and a constituent was eligible under one of her programs, it was as easy as my sending her an email explaining the situation and asking her how she could assist this client, this homeless client with finding housing. And she always responded promptly and reached out to start making those connections. So we are really going to greatly miss having her here. But of course, best wishes to her. I think I asked her to stick around a lot longer than she intended to. And I tried to change her mind several times, but she has other plans. So GHURA wishes her well on all her future endeavors. And I'll come in. I think she's in there right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be in.
Thank you, Madam Executive Director. Did any one of your folks want to say something? The record?
Oh.
I guess Ms. Kathy, that's you.
Yeah, that would be me. I've had an extreme pleasure to join the division after Amor, where you're I started a year after her. I learned very quickly how instrumental it was to have her there. We used to call her, my predecessor used to call her the homeless queen. Because when there was something that was needed to address an individual who was encountering homelessness or to work with the organizations providing assistance to the homeless, it was Amor you went to. And that has, that's been, those are very large shoes from this little lady to fill, but we will because she's been there through our time to address and to build up that section. It's going to be working very, very hard to continue the legacy of providing that same level of assistance as best we can. But will she be missed? Yes, very much. Already. No.
Anybody else?
Amor, I want to say thank you for all your dedication,
Oh, thank you.
your hard work. We're gonna really miss
Thank you
you.
so much.
We miss you already.
I really appreciate my time working with the agency. You will not miss me. I will continue to be an, active advocate for the homeless. And that's what I promised the One Homeless Coalition, which used to be under the umbrella of GHURA until we made it a nonprofit. So I told them that I'll be around and would be an active member of the One Homeless Coalition. So, thank you, everyone.
That's good.
Thank you.
Mr. Moore, you want to join us in the front over here? While we call and we will pass the resolution and call for the vote. Kathy, you want to join us? Okay. May I get a motion on the floor?
I will make a motion to pass resolution number FY 2025-021, commending Ms. Amor M. Say, Planner 3, for her dedication and contributions to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority.
We have a motion on the floor. Thank you. May I get a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have 3 seconds. How'd you take your pick? Okay, thank you. We have a second on the floor. Any further discussion?
You want to take it on?
She's a woman of few words. We tried to get her to say something at her retirement luncheon, but, it was very hard to get a lot out of her. Yeah, but anyways, her actual retirement date was Friday, the 4th. And so, I can't believe we're really actually doing this, right? No R word for a long time, but thank you for pushing through. But retirement award is presented to Amor M. Stay in recognition of distinguished service, contribution and dedication to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, April 4th, 2025, from the GHURA Board of Commissioners and the Executive Management. Here you go.
And with that, may I call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you very much, Commissioners. Motion passes unanimously.
Congratulations.
That's on video.
Yeah.
Commissioners, you want to join us for a picture?
Come on. Oh, I know. I know. I know. I can, she said. I'm being recorded right now. Yeah.
Ready? I'm gonna do several shots. 1, 2, 3, another one, and another one. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My hair okay?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Did you bring my CD?
I'll send it to you. Like what I said.
You guys are gonna join. We're going.
I'll be sure McDonald's in again.
You guys have your own board meetings. Breakfast.
Those are the two. We have one in Manila now, so, yeah.
Yeah. I like that, so it's still, yeah. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Moving on to new business, item number 4, part 2, resolution number FY 2025-022. Resolution adopting the Guam Elderly Multifamily Housing Program, Tenant Selection Plan, TSP. Madam Executive Director Florito.
Thank you, Chairman. There was a memo from me and or to the board from Ms. Pearlie Mendiola, the property site manager. And the subject is the request for approval and adoption of the Guam Elderly Guma Tranquilidad Multifamily Housing Program Tenant Selection Plan. Hafaday, please find attached the resolution for your approval and adoption of the updated Guam Elderly Multifamily Guma Tranquilidad Housing Program Administrative Plan, which is now called the Tenant Selection Plan. The Tenant Selection Plan has been updated with sections 102 and 104 to be in full compliance of the Housing Opportunity Through Modernization Act of 2016, or HOTMA. Final rule by no later than July 1st, 2025. The updated plan has gone through the required 45-day public comment period and public hearing. Some of the changes included in the plan are asset limitation, calculating income, deductions and expenses, fair housing and civil rights, household composition, income inclusions and exclusions, applying inflationary adjustments, interim reexamination process, verifications, changes to HUD model lease and tenant consent form, HUD forms 9887/9887-A. Attached is a list of the HOTMA requirements that are added into the tenant selection plan. Your favorable approval of the tenant selection plan is essential in upholding program integrity and maintaining compliance with HUD requirements. I appreciate the Board of Commissioners for their time and attention to my request. And the other side of that does have the listing of the new HOTMA requirements, which were the reasons for the updated housing program tenant selection plan. And if you have any questions, Ms. Pearl is in the room there, but I will go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number FY 2025-022. Resolution adopting the Guam Elderly Multifamily Housing Program Tenant Selection Plan, or TSP. Whereas 24 CFR 5.655 B2 requires public housing agencies with a multifamily housing program to adopt a tenant selection plan, TSP, that establishes local policies for the administration of the Guam Elderly Multifamily Housing Program in accordance with the requirements prescribed by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. And whereas the Guam Elderly Multifamily Housing Program has updated its administrative plan, which is now called the Tenant Selection Plan. The updates include the Housing Opportunity Through Modernization Act, or HOTMA, of 2016 regulatory changes, such as asset and income calculations, deductions and expenses, applicable fair housing and civil rights requirements, household composition, income, types and sources, income exclusions, inflationary adjustments, interim adjustments, and verifications. And whereas from January 15th, 2025 through March 6th, 2025, GHURA issued a notice for public comment and public hearing regarding the updates. And whereas on March 6, 2025, a public hearing was held in which GHURA received one comment from the public. And whereas GHURA has revised the Guam Elderly Multifamily Housing Program Tenant Selection Plan with updated mandates, regulations, and policies that directly impact the current administration of the Guam Elderly Multifamily Housing, Guma Tranquilidad. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, GHURA, hereby adopts the Guam Elderly Multifamily Housing Program Tenant Selection Plan for the Guam Elderly Multifamily Housing, Guma Tranquilidad. Let us know if you have any questions.
For me, just one general question. I know all of these things are in compliance, but what do you foresee as the biggest impact to our tenants over in Guma Tranquilidad from this, or is there none?
The biggest impact?
Yeah, the biggest impact is, are you anticipating anything, just in general?
In general, no.
No?
No.
Okay.
And the calculations as well is the same as well with like public housing and Section 8 programs. Change too.
Okay. And so in general, does this help our tenants but more?
Well, there is one area that is excluded as far as our tenants who are currently participating right now, which is the asset limitation.
Mhm.
It doesn't impact them because there's no enforcement for that. However, it does apply across the board with other programs, especially Guma Tranquilidad, where if they have any assets over 100,000, they're not able to be eligible. So that's a major impact across, not just Guma Tranquilidad, but also.
And before there wasn't a limit? No, nowadays.
So these are for like new tenants that want to apply for,
Yeah.
Guma Open.
And this could include even land, right? It says it's kind of like if you're way down on the list of heirs for land. Right?
It will impact them, yeah.
Yeah.
Strictly unit mission. For Guma Tranquilidad.
Commissioners, do you have any other questions?
Ms. Crawford.
Hi.
Do you have any personally, so do you have any concerns about this program in general that hasn't been specifically noted or stated? Is there anything that you would like to point out to the board in terms of do you foresee any roadblocks or any issues or challenges with this?
Roadblocks, no, but challenges, I just need to find a way to see if GT can get more money.
Okay, okay,
Put down there so we
Sure.
can do some big changes down there, you know, that's all. I'm challenging mostly part of, but as far as like the security part,
Sure.
we're working on it already. I do have reserves, which is different from cap funds.
Right.
Public housing uses cap funds, GT uses reserves. I'm using reserve funds right now to upgrade and renovate units slowly, based on the inspection that was conducted with road development that I have to comply with within the next 20 years. So we are more than halfway already upgrading several units. Or I already put in for the next 5 units, phase 6, I believe we're at. So, but yes, I just gotta find a way to get more money pumped into the reserves at least, if anything, in order to get things going down there.
As well as down to the funding aspect.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. If you'd like, you can email us
Okay.
in terms of what you need, your concerns. what future challenges that could arise or could happen that could potentially delay anything that we're doing. Right. We'll work. I guess we'll work together as a team to figure out how we make this a doable transition for you. Get things that you need to get done with the least amount of roadblocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's a big ordeal down there. And I've seen it personally, so I know firsthand what you're juggling with, what you're dealing with. But the board has your back.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? If not, may I call for the vote?
Chair, and a motion to approve resolution FY 2025-022. This is a resolution adopting the Guam Elderly Multi-Family Housing Program tenant selection plan or TSP.
Very much. Vice Chair's put a motion on the floor. Maybe a second. Second. Thank you, Commissioner Carl, for the second. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, may I call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Motion passes unanimously for resolution number FY 2025-022. Thank you very much.
Thank you
so much for your time.
Thank you.
Approval. Thank you. Have a good day.
Long drive.
Okay, moving on. Item number 5, Executive Director's Report. Madam Executive Director.
Hi, thank you. This one should be a quick one. It's actually a follow-up to a request that was made at the last meeting on March 25th regarding the Totu Gardens basketball court and construction. And so one of the things that I think it was Vice Chair Sanchez requested a picture of the basketball court and containers be sent to the commissioners. So I'm going to ask Audrey if she can share screen now to show you those pictures. Okay, so this is over, if you're familiar with Totu Gardens, this is the aerial view of the entire site, and the circle is the project site, okay? Maybe go to the next picture, Audrey. So here are the containers that were talked about at the last meeting. Go to the next one. There's the other one. And then the last picture. So as you can see, since I think as was mentioned at the last meeting, because the contractor that's already working on the basketball court has demolition debris to remove, we decided it was best that they just remove these as well, you know, and take care of that, because those are all near, are all in the site at AMP4. Do you have any questions?
So, Madam Director, one moment, please. I requested to. Oh, just one moment, Madam Director. Pictures for us. Change order because they need to focus. Oh.
Very much. Any other questions? Okay.
Madam Director, when did they start this? Did they start the removal process already?
Yes, they already started. Remember the last meeting we had a change order because they were already starting on the basketball court, but they found that the flooring was different than what they expected. They were upgrading the basketball court and construction of a generator room. And that was one of the reasons that we had to have the change order, was because until they started work on it, they didn't see what the problem was with the concrete slab and asphalt. And so because they were already getting rid of a whole bunch of other removal and disposal of 245-foot containers, then we asked if they could just include the other containers that you see there. Since they're already at the site doing demolition and debris removal. So you asked for copies of or pictures of those containers. And that's what is being shown.
Yes, thank you, Madam Director. We really appreciate you guys doing this for us. This just gives the board a visual of where we're at and what will be removed, and where the project is being focused on.
And what I'll do is when we have the next update on how far along that project is, I will ask A&E to again provide, as they've always done before, to provide pictures of the progress at the project site.
Thank you. And could you extend our gratitude to Mr. Sunny and his team as well for doing this for us?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Director.
And that's really all I have for today. It's a quick meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to item number 6, general discussions and announcements on the agenda. The next proposed scheduled board meeting is Tuesday, April 22nd at 12 p.m. Please mark your calendars and we will definitely reach out to you. Any further announcements?
None that I have right now. Thank you. Unless you have any questions.
Anybody on the board have any other questions? No? Okay. If not, then thank you very much. Viva Mes Chamorro month, right? Thank you for all the celebrations that we've had. Although we don't need a month to celebrate being Chamorro, it always helps to have a month where we can have all the fiestas, right? And I know we sent it out to April because some of the schools are still closing out this week.
Thanks for the calories, too.
Right. If there is nothing else, then may I get a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to
Right.
adjourn.
Okay, we got a motion. We can get a second.
I second it.
Thank you very much. Anybody opposed?
My partner.
Okay, thank you very much. We call this meeting at 12:58.
Thank you, everyone.
Good partner.
Yeah.
At least I made one motion. At least I made one motion.
Yeah. We only have 2 items on the agenda, sir. 4.
What is it?
What is it?
I'm gonna go into a 50-year